I heard Larry O'Connor talking about the Reynolds team and decided to give them a try. I liked everything I heard about their marketing programs. The Debbie Has the Buyers thing was really interesting to me. The fact that they would buy your home if it didn't sell in a certain amount of time and so on and so forth, that was really a confidence-inspiring thing to me, where I had a time limit of 60 days I had to be out of my home. So that made me feel really good about it. So we made the phone call, and they sent out their agent to see us, and she was wonderful. Went through our home, talked about the home, did the comparables right there in front of us. This is what's selling, this was not selling. Went through the whole thing with us. It was very, very seamless and very painless for us, where, again, we're not real estate professionals. We don't know what to do, so we seeked out the best professionals we could find in the Reynolds team to help us do what we had to do. So once again, we came up with an asking price that we wanted. The stager came in, that was wonderful. She went through our whole home and suggested different things we could do to our home to make it better and pop more for the buyers and so on and so forth. And in our case, we did everything they told us to do, because once again, we're not the pros they are, so we're trusting them to tell us the right things to do to make our house the best it can possibly be. And in the end, it was. The house looked fantastic when we were done taking all the suggestions from the stager and putting them into place. It looked absolutely wonderful. When our house sold, it sold before it ever hit the market. Their marketing program about coming soon really worked, and we had a buyer call us when the photographer was at our home and say, we want to come right now and see the house. And that was a little bit hard because we were still moving things around for the photographer, and this guy wants to come see the house. So we talked about it and said, sure, have him come on over. We're here, by all means, as long as he doesn't mind that we're here, have him come in and see the house. So he came in through the front door into our kitchen, is where that leads to in our chalet-style home, and his jaw just dropped, and he just loved everything he saw. So I actually helped give him the tour of the house, because it was my house, so I knew all about it. And he just loved everything he saw. It was just fantastic. So we were all done, and he left, and an hour later they called back, and they had an offer that was $10,000 more than our asking price. He liked the house so much. So it was a great experience. Everything the Reynolds team did was great. All their marketing stuff, it all works. There's no question about it. It really worked well. The market we're looking at in Gainesville was a really hot market right then. The neighborhood we're looking at was a really, really hot neighborhood. Things were selling there literally in one day. We had found some houses we liked there and lost them because they sold so quickly. We never even had a chance to go look at them. My agent would call me and say, hey, there's this one, and I'd be like, okay, we'll be there in a few hours, and by then it was just gone already. So it's funny because I was just telling this story. My agent actually texted me at 6:45 one morning and said, hey, a carriage house just came up in Gainesville that I think you'll really, really like. And I said, no problem. I'm going to work, but I can be there right after work, and we'll go and see it, and we'll see what it's all about. And by the time I got there in the late afternoon, they'd already had 2 offers on the house the very first day it was out. They were going to stop taking offers at 6 o'clock that night. Both offers were more than the asking price of the home, so we had to put our best foot forward. So working with my Reynolds team agent, we were able to come up with the offer we wanted to make, along with something they call an escalation clause to make absolutely positively sure we got the house. So we made our offer. We came to all this decisions in like 30 minutes and made our offer. And in the end, we got the house. It worked out really, really well. Yeah, but it was a very emotional time. And again, as I was saying earlier, the Reynolds team has a very good way of staying calm and collective, even when their buyers are freaking out and kind of wondering how is this going to go, what's going to happen, am I going to have a place to live tomorrow? The Reynolds team remains very cool and calm, and gets it done. So call the Reynolds team like immediately. Don't wait. Just call them right now and get involved with those guys, because they'll help you get into a new home. And I've done that. I've recommended 2 people, in fact, to the Reynolds team, and they've been great experiences. I recommend them all the time. They're great people. They're really nice to deal with. They're easy to deal with. They make buying a house is not necessarily a simple process. There's a lot to know, and I don't know those things. So in my life, I look to professionals to help me with things I don't know about, so that I can do things correctly and have a good experience. And they're great at that. They really know their business. I'm more than happy to recommend them to anybody I know at any time, because I think they'll have a great experience just like I did.